So this is my spray booth, which I built in my garage. And I want to show you guys what it looks like. And I've been using it to do a project. My 79 Corvette. Painted the body. I still got a couple more parts to do. But I want to do a short video and just show you this spray booth that I built in my garage. It measures like 12 by probably about 16.5 feet or so. Front to back it's 16.5, side to side it's 12. And the way I built it is, just literally just built a structure so that I would have a smooth, straight surface over the top, and then I just laid this, I think it's a 4mm plastic that I bought at a Home Depot, and just covered it. Had a couple of anchors there for different things, spray gun holder, and at the back I have 20-inch fans. There's 4 of them. With just those basic filters, I found that if you use a filter that's too thick, it doesn't work. So you have to find something that's fairly thin that the air can move through. And then on the front, I just have these reusable or washable filters and open up these 2 openings that are probably about 22 inches by, I forget, probably about 4.5 feet or so. Anyway, it creates a positive flow, so when I turn this whole thing on, which I'll do in a minute, it actually creates a little bit of a pressure inside to allow that air to go from the back to the front. And I found that it doesn't move as well as I'd like, but it's good enough. It doesn't allow the fumes and the overspray to build up too much, and I'm getting pretty good results. Again, I sprayed the body a little while back. It's curing right now. It's already dry, but I have to still buff it. This was a complete redo. In fact, this is a body off restoration that I've been doing for a while. But I had to do the door jambs, everything. And so anyway, I still have the T-tops to do and the front and back bumpers. And I think a couple other things, maybe the mirrors, I think is what I still have left. But overall, I'm happy with the way it came out. It allowed me to lay down and paint pretty clean. I had a little bit of, messes here and there, but nothing that can't be buffed out. And overall, I'm really happy with it. It's turned out to work really well. And again, I'll just kind of give you some close-ups of these different ways that I made this as an angle. I kind of wish I hadn't, because I actually had to put this cardboard right here in the way so that the air actually flows over the top instead of straight down on the car. And as you can imagine, if it's blowing straight on the car as you're spraying, if there's any kind of dust in the air, it's going to blow right on the paint. So I had to deflect it a little bit, and I had the car on an angle. This car's so long, I had to take the bumpers off of it in order to do it. And I actually have it on dolly so I can tilt it. So I actually moved the whole thing this way, and it's kind of ran across diagonal in the space. So if you can build it better or bigger, that's preferred, but it gave me enough room to go all the way around and get the job done. So that's pretty much it. Again, as far as lighting, I just have a couple of fluorescent lights over the top, and then of course the one that's in the garage on the ceiling, and it gives me enough light. I do have to keep the door open because it sucks air from the top and then blows it out, and it traps most of the overspray and cleans it up. And then these filter, you can actually vacuum them out and reuse them, and I really like that, because I don't taking them off and putting them back on is kind of a hassle. What I did with these is actually just put them on and staple them. As you can see, I used staples to just staple them right into this opening, and it's good enough. Again, it doesn't have to be so tight, because what you're doing is you're creating a positive pressure, and it doesn't have to be really, I found out it doesn't have to be that sealed up. As long as the air is filtered, coming in is clean, you can have a little bit of gap. Oh, by the way, I also put this door so I can get in and out, obviously. And I used just this basic latch, and there's my spray. Now the purple's for a project for my daughter. She needed a door painted like the Friends door purple, so that's what that's about. But overall, again, really a nice little space for painting a complete car. And when I get it all done, the whole car, I will do a complete video on the whole thing and show you guys how it turned out. Kudos to Tony, who really helped me to understand the process of painting from start to finish. His information has really been invaluable to help me do this job. So thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Appreciate what you do for Learn Auto Body and Paint and the guys in the community. So kudos to you. Also on the outside, forgot to tell you this, but on the outside, I sealed everything with a durable tape. I think it's, gosh, what is this thing called? I forget. Anyway, it's a duct tape, black, that I got, I think, from Walmart or Home Depot or something like that. But it allows to just seal the staples, because I stapled everything first and then sealed it, and it just holds it together better. So I would recommend some kind of tape over all the seams. Okay, and let me show you the back of the filters and where the fans are. So here's the fans, and what I do is I have them hooked up this way, and when I'm spraying, which isn't very often, I just plug them in, and there you go. I just put this 2x4 on the bottom, and they're actually just staying in there. They're not bolted in or anything. You don't need to bolt them in. The weight of them will hold them down and allow the air to flow through. So that's really all you need to do, is just put a 2x4 or something that will allow them. And these actually have this clip that moves, and tilts when you want to stand them up, and it just perfectly sits in there and allows them to have a nice little ledge to hold on to. So there you go. On the inside, when I close the door, you'll notice how everything begins to kind of blow out a little bit. You'll notice that it creates this positive pressure, and will make, so you can see how it becomes a little bit more tight and pushed out. I don't know if you can make that out in the video, but it pushes it out. So what happens is the air coming from the back is forced, and the only place it can go is through the filter. And overall, it does a really good job of keeping the overspray from building up, and it just filters right out. So that's it. Hope you enjoy, guys. If you have any questions, let me know.